Welcome to 2024. We have had a really nice quiet Christmas with family and we went up to Scotland, and then I'm really lucky I also have the first week of January off work, which is great because it's meant like I can have a lovely slow start to the year, and we've been trying to be a mix of productive but also just rest before we go back to work. So we're trying to get some jobs ticked off the list that have been on there for way too long. But it's been really good. Today, you just saw we went on a run this morning and we went to go to our favourite coffee shop, but they're shut for New Year. So we stopped off at the charity shop next door, which was very productive. It was lovely. I got this lovely jumper, which I'll show you a clip of in a bit, and we also got a book. It's the Greta Thunberg book on climate change, and Aiden just spotted it. It's huge and it looks like quite an undertaking, but I do really want to read it. So yeah, then we went to another cafe, which was actually really nice. It had plants everywhere and it smelled so good in there. So now I need to make lunch because I'm really hungry after that. I'm going to make some lentil soup for lunch, and then also today, you can see behind me our Monstera, which is looking a bit all over the place, to be honest. And when we were home, there's an amazing shop in Aberdeen called Highland Moss, and they do their own moss poles, which they can send out to you. So they said to order in the new year. So we ordered it and it came so fast. It's arriving today, like 24 hours delivery. So when that arrives, we're going to put moss poles on both our Monsteras, and hopefully that'll make them a lot happier. So that's kind of our plan this afternoon. Wow! There they are.
Nice.
It is Sunday and we're just trying to have a really relaxing day before life gets busy again tomorrow. So we just had a lovely relaxing walk and we went out for a coffee. We found a new place actually, and it's by like one of the lakes nearby, and it was so beautiful because the sun was really bright. I couldn't barely read my book, but it was really nice. And now we're just gonna have some soup and have a nice afternoon watching TV and generally just chilling out, I think. But while we were on our walk, we were talking a lot about our goals for this year. We made a lot of our kind of goals. We just had a chat, not really resolutions, but we just had a chat about what we wanted to get out of next year and what we wanted to do with our time. And we did that on the car on the way back home. But we've also just talked today about like what kind of holidays we want to go to and things like that. And this is the book I've been reading, which you've seen a lot of clips, and I haven't talked about it yet. I found this in Edinburgh while we were on holiday at the end of last year, and I thought that looks really good. I just found it like actually in the shelves, which I don't often actually find something there, to be honest. But it is about a 19-year-old girl from England who travels to Iceland, Greenland, Newfoundland and to Alaska. I'm using my new bookmark as well, which Aidan made at Christmas time, with some birch from the wood next to their house, which is really nice. It goes perfectly with a book. So I'm enjoying using that. But yeah, I will let you know how this book ends in a minute, but it's by Abby Andrews, and I'm going to finish it this afternoon. I realised this afternoon we need to take down the tree, which just made me really sad. He's named Klaus and I really like him. Yeah. Okay, I'm back from my bookshelves now. I've just gone and had a look and picked out what other books I want to read this month, because I don't know if I'll get time, and it's just a nice Sunday activity to do. So once I've finished this one, I think I'm going to read Bell Jar, because it's January. I know this book's depressing. January's depressing. I've got a lot of fun things on this month as well, so I think my friends have told me it's kind of put them in a bit of a pit. I'm hoping that now is a good time to be in a pit. Also, it's referenced in this book quite a lot. Maybe like at least 3 or 4 times. So it's made me want to read it. And I've also just got this off Road of Books. I didn't realise it was going to be a short book. It's not normal book size. But it's nice. The writing's fine. So I'm going to read that one next, I think. And then the other ones I've picked out are Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which I've tried to read and I just wasn't in the mood for. But my mum read it and she liked it. It's like 200 pages and it was an easy read. I got confused and I just wasn't in the mood. So I'm going to try that one again. I've also got The Secret History, which my sister-in-law told me to read over Christmas, and she's lent to us. So I'm excited for that one. I have wanted to read this, I just haven't got around to buying it yet. So yeah, that's on my list. And also If on a Winter's Night a Traveller, which we picked up. We went out for my friend's birthday, and she wants to go to a bookshop, so we went to like a really pretty Waterstones, and it had this book in it. And I think I've heard about it before, but reading the back, it took me a minute to realise. Hopefully, I'll get through these. I've just finished The Word for Women is Wilderness, so I thought I'd just give a bit of a summary to finish off the video. It starts with Erin, and it's kind of just her ramblings all the way throughout, but she's a girl from England, and it's her journey through the world, which I think I already said earlier, but it starts off with her travelling, and that's like the first third or slightly more of the book, and she meets a lot of interesting people. She gets like lift shares. She like finds people online to stay with, and that comes with its own problems. There's a lot of like feminist kind of topics in there, which they're quite strong opinions, but it is good and her opinion is valid. And then from there, once she gets to the wilderness, it goes more into her internal dialogue and her trying to find herself and think about what this means. And then it says on the back as well, but it basically goes into not only finding a woman's place in society and her as well as herself, but also planet's place on Earth, humanity's place on planet Earth. So it gets quite intense and very rambly, and I think it's a little bit too clever. It's not like it starts off with her being 19 years old and then suddenly she just knows everything, and it's very, I don't know, I think it's a bit too clever, but I did like it. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars, just because, the reason it's not 5 stars is just because it's a little bit too feminist, for me personally, but I do understand that it's important to write like feminist books, and I actually really like the angle. And also it just gets very rambly. I really didn't like her dreams. I just found them really annoying. I basically would read a bit and be like, oh wow, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm really bored now. But I did want to keep reading, and I really enjoyed it. And I think on the front it says like a kind of story unlike any published work I've read, and that's from Sarah Moss Guardian, and I agree with that. It's different. It is something different, and it's by an English author, English woman. So yeah, that's kind of the summary of that. And Goodreads wise, well, reading goal, I wanted to read 48 books last year, which I did. I read exactly 48, and I made it on the 30th of December, so cutting it quite close. But I've set my goal to 50 for this year, so it's going to be over a book a week. So now I'm moving on to the bell jar, which is behind me. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm going to edit it and post it now.